Hey there, angry faithful. I just wanted to drop in, bend your ear a little bit, get your attention. So if you're not listening, drop what you're doing and pay attention to me because I'm here to inform you that not only can you get your daily, maybe if you're binging it, I'm not sure, that's entirely up to you, but you can multiply your doses of angry me fuckery by paying attention to all of the platforms upon which you can find either the dulcet tones of my voice and David's voice, or my pretty face and David's not so pretty face. Anyways, digressing, we not only we are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, we're on Rumble, we're on Google, Apple Podcast. We have a TikTok page. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and of course Facebook. So if you find yourself fuckery deprived, curl up with a nice hot mug of shut the fuck up and just listen. Open those ear holes and be prepared to be cream pied like it's the first time. Thanks for listening.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on Weird Nerd Sports, I forgot the name of the show. That's even worse. We're going to talk about...
I mean, we're only 66 episodes into it.
I know, right? We're going to talk about curveball. It's basically, it's 4-man, 4-women teams, and it's basketball. Okay. I'll send you the video. I already got it up and everything because I was like, "What the hell is curveball?" And I was like, and they use like a soccer ball.
Okay, so what is it like? Bend it like Beckham type thing? Basketball with their feet?
No, it is basketball with the soccer ball. But it's basketball with it's basketball. That's all it is.
Okay.
With 4-man, 4-women teams, and it has like weird I guess defense. I mean, women can only defend against women.
Mm-hmm.
And men can only defend against men. It's really weird.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sure.
But it's basically basketball. They could have called it basketball.
All right.
And it would have been, they're calling it a mixed gender sport.
Okay,
and
so they could have just called it co-ed basketball.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. See, that's just lazy writing. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's what it basically is. Yeah, that's what it comes around to.
Yeah. Tonight.
Oh, one thing I did want to mention was what we didn't do last week with the Brenda Gardner.
Yeah.
Was Kobe Bryant. I mean, it just came all on the wire right when we got off. Kobe Bryant said, if people in America are treating you like this, maybe you should just stay there.
When did Kobe Bryant allegedly say this?
Not Kobe Bryant. Fuck. LeBron James. Fuck.
LeBron James, yeah. He also said that she should really think hard about coming back to the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that tweet and I was like, okay. Well, yeah. Okay. It's no mystery that I have absolutely zero use for LeBron James.
Getting into the sports and everything like I have been nowadays, just by, doing the show and everything, dude's a fucking douchebag.
Dude, he is, man. He's got talent, but dude, he's got like this prima donna attitude. I mean, if he were to play basketball in the 90s, in the 80s, whenever like
they would have
real
kicked him
men
out.
played, dude, he would have gotten. He would have had to retire because he would have had
an accident.
Yeah. I mean, somebody would have stepped up and committed that flagrant foul and just like blew out his ACL or something. I mean, they would have hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
anyways,
But
tonight the only thing going on in baseball is the All-Star game, and that's it. I'm not really excited about this year's All-Star game. It is what it is.
after last year's a little debacle and everything like that, with we're not going over here because of this.
Well, yeah. I don't know, man.
In my opinion, it's just getting a little bit too political. Everything's getting too damn political. I did a bit yesterday for my comedy.
See, to me, I mean, like the Pro Bowl for the NFL, move it till after the Super Bowl. I mean, really. I mean, honestly, that way the players who are playing in the Super Bowl, if they want, they can play in the Pro Bowl. Because now, I mean, and then put something up for grabs. You know, winner of the Pro Bowl gets home field in the Super Bowl. You know, that.
I mean, that'd be actually kind of cool.
Well, it used to be that way in baseball. Bud Selig, for the longest time, had my sound's dropping in and out, isn't it? Can you hear that?
I can hear you perfectly fine.
Okay. Well, all right. So he used to have it to where winner of the All-Star game got home field in the World Series. And here comes freaking Rob Manfred, man-child, man-clown. He comes in there and he undoes that. And he's like, well, the All-Star game has lost kind of its meaning, blah, 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 blah.
Because you made it lose all of its meaning.
Well, the All-Star game, I mean, it's the Midsummer Classic. That's what it's always been called. I'm not proposing that we move the All-Star game, but, as far as like when it's played, but I don't know. I mean, it just seemed to be more competitive and it seemed to be more entertaining to watch when it meant something, I mean, set aside a specific set of rules for the All-Star game. Managers have to adhere to those rules, and winner of the league that wins the All-Star game gets A, B, or C.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just not really interested in it this year, and I don't know, man. And that really that hurts my heart to say that, because I mean, it's the only baseball that's being played, and it's not even meaningful baseball. I mean, it's an exhibition game. But, I mean, really the only baseball I've been watching or playing for the last day and a half, 2 days has been MLB The Show 22. But that's just because my lovely, lovely wife, as the wedding present, let me go buy a brand new Xbox Series X. I'm like loving it.
Are you now?
Oh, dude, the graphics are so good. I mean, when I'm playing this game, right? I mean, there's real-time reflection in the batting helmets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude. I'm just sitting there going, oh, my God. It's just so nice. I mean, with a 12 teraflop processor. Rohim, come on now. Let's go. So I'm just like, there's no load screens. I mean, like on the Xbox One, like, you pull it up and like the title page of the game stays up there for like 5 or 10 seconds while the game loads. Like literally it's up there for like 2 or 3 seconds and then the game starts.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people said for even the PS4, PS5, that if the game, whatever game you have, like people that were Division 2, they're like, it's like that.
Yeah.
It's like a snap of a fucking finger.
Well, like with this, I have the ability to like run 3 different games simultaneously. I can snap in between 3 different games. And I'm like, why put that kind of load on my processor? I'll just run one game at a time and then just devote all of my processing power to giving me the best experience that I can.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm freaking loving it, dude. I mean, I really, really am. I mean, maybe eventually, I might go out and get one of those like SSD memory expansions You know, the ones that Microsoft is charging like $200 for, and you plug it into the back, and it's some kind of proprietary memory organization.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest, because I got it for the PS4 and it's the same price.
Well, no, I mean, I've got the
install.
external. No, I've got an external hard drive. Okay, it came with a 1 terabit. I've got a 2 terabit external drive, but this is like I don't know.
No, it's a little. It's like a little card. Like
yeah,
it's
a card.
Rectangular card. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah,
we're
slides in the
talking
back.
about the same thing.
Okay, so they've got it for the PS5 too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I sent it to Jason because he was thinking about getting that see if I can find something like that for the PS4. See if I can upgrade it like that, but they don't have it.
Okay, so we're gonna move on out of baseball. We're gonna move over here to football. There was a player that retired today. A defensive tackle, Eddie Goldman. 2 weeks. He's only been a member of the Falcons for 2 weeks, and he's like, all right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and retire. He signed a 1-year deal with him, and because he's only 28, and he's been in the league for 6 years. I mean, 7 years, 6 because he wasn't active in 2020. He opted out during the COVID season, right? He decided he's just going to walk away from the game just short of his 29th birthday. I mean, he was the 39th overall pick in the 2015 draft. He recorded 4.5 sacks his rookie season. In his first 3 years, he posted 8.5 sacks, 84 tackles, 10 for a loss, and 1 fumble recovery. And combined performance was enough to convince Bears former general manager Ryan Pace to sign Goldman to a 4-year extension worth $42 million. Now, he responded to the pay raise by posting the best season of his career per Pro Football Focus, which gave him an overall defensive grade of 87.9. Now, he opted out of the 2020 season due to COVID-19. And when he came back in 2021, he appeared in 14 games, started in 10 of them, and finished with the worst Pro Football Focus grades of his career by a very significant margin. So, I mean, you take a year off, man. I mean, in that kind of a game with that kind of speed, I mean, you have to be all in 100%.
Well, that was one of my biggest concerns, and I think I talked about it a couple of times when we're during the whole pandemic, because you can't use words because of YouTube. Was I know, right? The whole thing was these people that are going to come back they're not going to be pro players anymore. Some of them were going to keep the ones that actually love the game and love doing it and everything like that and kept on training, even though they could have just sat down and did nothing. You're going to find your good players. You're going to find your bad players after that.
Well, and at that point, I mean, even if you take a year off, man, and it's like, yeah, you're going to get paid for it, but don't sit around on your ass. I mean, you've got to get out there and you've got to hustle. You've got to stay in the gym. You've got to stay, you've got to find a trainer and you've got to work constantly. I mean, you basically have to work out like you're playing that full season just to be able to keep your speed, to be able to keep your reflexes, to be able to keep your football IQ up. And I mean, that applies to any sport, whether it's basketball, golf, racing, baseball, whatever. You need to stay active. And you see some of these guys that took that year off and they're like, I mean, they just drop off the map. It's like David Price. He pitched for the Red Sox in 2018 when we won the World Series, and then he signed a deal to go pitch for the Dodgers, and he pitched kind of mediocrely that year that he signed with the Dodgers, and then he opted out in 2020, and he really hasn't resurfaced like at all. And I mean, this guy, he was a really high round draft pick for the Rays when he was introduced as a rookie. I think he won a Cy Young award. I mean, and the dude had the pedigree there, right? I mean, he had the stats, he had the awards, but he took that year off and he just didn't perform. I mean, and I honestly don't even think he's in baseball right now. So it just really goes to show that you can't take that time off and not devote your body, mind, and soul to something as strenuous and as high paced, or as fast paced rather, as professional sports, and expect it to just jump back in. I mean, because if that were the case, you know, you and I could go play, and we would basically kind of give the same performance as some of these top tier guys, you know, that are supposed to be professionals. They're getting out there and, you know, they're going over at the plate, or, you know, they're finishing 25th, 26th, maybe 30th, you know, a couple of laps down in NASCAR, or, you know, you're not even making the raw, you know, I mean, you might get signed to the practice squad in the NFL. You might make the D League in the NBA, but I mean,
no, I just had a thought. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. Is you got one of those players? Well, the one from Boston that you were talking about. I guess he's a first baseman.
Are you talking about David Price?
Yeah, the guy that
he was pitch. He was a pitcher.
Oh, okay. Well, you get somebody, or like, you know what? I want to show you, because you're just horrible right now. We're going to get somebody from the stands, and they get you. They pull you off on the stands and everything, and you're like pitching better than he does. And they're like, well, I guess he's going to get a contract, and you're not. You can be a free agent.
You know, that would, as awesome as that would be, in the real, in the natural, on our plane of existence. Do you know how much red tape and bullshit that I would have to put up with from not only players' unions, but the players themselves? Oh my God. Here I am getting pulled out of the stands. It's not like the NHL where they pull out the reserve the reserve goalie from the stands, and he goes out and he pitches a shutout in his NHL debut as a goaltender for the Blackhawks. But, you have to sign, you have to join the players union. You have to, in order to get any kind of credit, I mean, you really kind of have to just pay your dues. And then on top of that, I mean, there's like only so many slots, right? So, and the only reason why I'm going into depth about this is
there was a movie about it.
I've given this some thought, right? You got a 25-man roster or a 28-man roster, right? Depending on what part of the season you're playing in.
Yeah.
Now, in order for them to pull me out of the stands and sign me to a one-day contract, right? Or, beyond, right? They need to send somebody down to the minors, or they need to designate somebody for assignment. You know what kind of pressure that would put me under? Knowing the fact that somebody just lost their job to some Joe Schmo drawing 80% disability from the VA out of the stands to play professional baseball. I mean, that would be like, okay, so for example, let's just say you get invited to go take batting practice at Fenway Park, or you get invited to go play a round of golf at the old course at St. Andrews in Scotland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or Augusta, where they play the Masters. And you get out there, let's just say you're playing golf, right? You get these professional golfers that on the average probably shoot anywhere from 4 strokes over par to, 16 under par. I get out there and shoot 100. I would feel like I have just given that course and the game itself the biggest middle finger of disrespect. You get out there to take batting practice hacks at Fenway Park. Not only do you not make contact, but when you do make contact, you foul it straight up into the net and it comes back down and gives you a concussion.
No. I just want, okay. I just want to be there right next to you as you're about to go on the field, telling you, it's like, dude, you took somebody's job. They're probably going to hate you for the rest of the thing, but, and I'll smack you on the ass. Good game. You get out there and play. And I would
get after it, I would go immediately. I would come immediately out of the stands into the dugout, down to the tunnel, and the equipment guy would hand me a pair of spikes a uniform, and like he'd be like, all right, what size waist do you wear? What size shirt do you wear? Okay, blah, 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 blah. What number are you going to have? And I'll be like, 77. You know, kind of a thing. And he'll have to make up a 77 jersey for me real quick, and I'll have to get dressed out, and then I'll have to come in, and then the manager's gonna have to like figure out something with the lineup card, and yeah, it's a whole thing, dude. And then I'm gonna get there, and they're gonna be like, and now batting, you know, whatever position, let's just say center field, you know, not batting, playing center field, number 77, Johnny Skelton, and you know, everybody's gonna be like, who the fuck is this guy? You know,
and I just scream out,
like,
he's the guy that took a lot of people's jobs.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and then what would my walk-up song be? You know, I'd be like, oh shit, you know, that's a Baby Shark. Yeah, let's play that. You know, or you know, what the fuck?
it would be the that Carney clown song. What was it?
Or it'd be the March of the Elephants.
You know, a buddy of mine had this thing. Is if he was ever my buddy had this thing is if he was ever going to be a serial killer and he was killing somebody, he would play the clown song. How
actually no. You know what it would be? It would be the Kielbasa song from the Tenacious D album.
I've never heard of that. I gotta look at that. Yes, I know. I hurt your heart right then and there.
Oh my god!
I gotta look it up now.
Okay, so there's also a song on the Tenacious D album called "Fuck Her Gently." That would probably be my walk-up song.
I've heard that one. That was actually really good.
So okay, so yeah. Enough about football. NASCAR. Okay, so next year NASCAR is going to go street racing in the streets of Chicago. My question is,
how are they going to do that?
A, where are the fans going to play? B, how are you going to keep pit equipment and race cars from getting fucking stolen in downtown? And 3, how many snipers are you going to have to put on rooftops to keep fans and team members and team owners and media people from getting picked off? In some
you're not going to have
random Chicago gun violence.
There is no gun violence in Chicago, man. What are you talking about? They have the greatest gun laws.
Okay.
No gun violence at all because of the gun laws.
So it is let's see here. It is let me see. It is a 12-turn road course that encompasses East Congress Plaza Drive, East Jackson Drive, South Columbus Drive, East Balboa Drive, South Lake Shore Drive, and East Roosevelt Road. I mean, it literally right there next to Lake Michigan, right? South Lake Shore Drive is not it's one of the shorter. I mean, it's from turns 2 to 3, you're on South Lake Shore Drive. Actually, no. From turns 2 to 4, you are on South Lake Shore Drive. Because the front straightaway, basically, the turn 1, which is where the start finish line is going to actually be on South Columbus Drive. So they're going to go down, and then they're going to be traveling as you're looking at a map from the top. You're going to be traveling from left to right, right? So South Columbus Drive is where the start finish line is going to be. Then you're going to turn left on East Balboa Drive, hang a right onto South Lake Shore Drive, and you're going to follow that around. It's going to dogleg to your right until you hit a turn onto East Roosevelt Road. And that's a short little straightaway, and then you're going to turn right again onto South Columbus Drive. Now, instead of South Columbus Drive kind of going back across the other way, I mean, it basically kind of looks like a figure-8 track a little bit, but it's not connected in the middle. So you're going to travel down South Columbus Drive, and you're going to hang a left, and it's going to turn into between turns 6 and 7. It's going to turn to the East Congress Plaza Drive, where there's kind of like this, like, I don't know, you almost want to call it a bus stop because I mean,
hey, do you got like a image of it? Send me the image, and I'll post it as you're talking about.
Yeah, let me me do this. No, that's not what I want to do here. Hold on.
We really need to invest in that program to look at the stuff while we're
yeah,
filming.
we do. Let's see here. There you go. I just sent it to your laptop.
Okay.
I mean, the course itself looks kind of cool, but I mean, it's Chicago, man. I mean,
they're going through buildings and everything.
They're not going through buildings. It's all
not like through buildings.
But they're they're going to be traveling through downtown East Congress Plaza. You're going to be butting up against that skyline. I don't think they're going through downtown per se. They're stay more like towards the lake where it's more open. Because if you're looking at that image, turns 1 through 6, they're basically driving all the way around. It looks like a softball complex. You see that?
I was looking at the fire. Someone sent me the fire that we're having on the north side of Wichita Falls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that wildfire, dude. I've already seen TikTok videos, man. That thing looks nasty.
Yeah.
You need to be careful out there. Oh, yeah. So
it's on the north side, so.
Dude. I was looking at the weather today down there, or up there, rather. My high today was 95. While you guys are looking at 113, 115 for the high, right?
Yeah, it was the only reason why I met my friend seen my coworker up at Walmart was because his
apparently it's raining in Lawton.
Yeah, we need some of that rain.
Dude, it is 88 degrees down at the damn beach right now.
I don't know. That seems a little bit dangerous. I'm looking at this map. They got like 2 really big shark. Well, no, 1.
Well,
2,
I mean,
1, 2, 3.
These road courses, man.
4,
I mean, you can only. I mean, 5, it's not like you can actually. Well, like IndyCar and
6
Formula
hard
1.
turns.
IndyCar, they've got street races all over the country. They've got one that goes through downtown Nashville.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, the Music City Grand Prix, right? And then Formula 1, I think IndyCar still does it, but I know the Formula 1 at least used to have the Grand Prix of San Diego, and they would run a street course through the streets of downtown San Diego in Formula 1 cars. I think scratch that. That's IndyCar. Still, so I'm like, okay. I'm not excited about that at all, man. I'm really, really not. You want to talk about tight security? I mean, and the first time that somebody from NASCAR gets hurt because somebody who lives in Chicago decided that they wanted to do something dumb, bro.
Oh yeah, man! With all that fucking shit happening in Chicago, that might actually happen too. Of course, that's anywhere, especially with something open like that. You're always gonna have a douchebag, and it's like that one time in the Army Navy game where some douchebag ran the field butt ass naked with a drinking bros flag.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jared and the other guys ended up having to spend about $1,000 to bail him out. But you always have that joker that's going to do something stupid.
Yeah. So I watched the season finale of Strange New Worlds last night.
That was pretty interesting.
Wow, I love this show. I really, really do. And then I got caught up on the Orville New Horizons.
See, I got to catch up on the Orville a little bit.
I still haven't finished Obi-Wan, and it's because we've just been so busy. Dude. But I need to sit down and watch that. I need to get caught up on The Boys, and I need to watch The Terminal List because I flat out have not had time to sit down and do anything. Um, I'm trying.
I've already had this conversation today, and this is what I tell him. What you need to do is just put yourself in a room, lock it, and put a toilet in there and have your stuff and everything, and just have a slot underneath the door and have the food just sit underneath that slot. I mean, you got your shitter and everything like that. I mean, you might be rancid afterwards.
I would go absolutely berserk, dude. And on top of that, dude, I've realized that I am way too active of a human being because
yes, I mean, I had to split up the terminal list, and it took me like 2 days when it should have just took me one.
Well, here's the thing: if I sit sedentary for too long, or if I'm laying there watching something here, back in the bedroom, dude, my head starts to hurt, man. It really does.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck,
Well, hell, even after I get done with this, I still got stuff I got to do.
Yeah. So let me get.
No. We're still good. I was just saying, it was like, I do this to myself, and it's really weird. And what's really sad about the whole thing is I like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've heard really great things about the terminal list. But I was really excited for Strange New Worlds because I'm like, okay, we're in the Prime timeline. We're not doing the Kelvin timeline. The Enterprise looks the way that the Enterprise is supposed to look, and we're getting to see some of the Captain Pike adventures. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, so for those of you watching on Rumble or YouTube, you have just heard Colin introducing.
God.
That was Colin introducing himself. So yeah, give me just a second. Hold on. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, angry faithful, it's that time once again. It's joke time with Colin.
Why don't you ever see a gay guy in a wheelchair? Guess once you're a fruit, you can't be a vegetable.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! That's hilarious.
Wow. I'm almost afraid of your second joke.
Yeah. A son and his mom are
There you go.
driving behind a trash truck, and a dildo flies out. And to save her son's innocence, she says, "Dang, that was a really huge bug." And the son says, "Dang, how's a bug fly around with a cock that big?" I'm pretty sure I messed up the wordplay. I think I messed up
Give me those headphones. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is my genetic code on display for your eyes and your ear holes. Feast upon it. You are welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, joke time with Colin. Oh my God. That first one. Oh,
dude, I was like, I forgot. Hold on. Let me compose myself because I just realized this joke that I asked a friend of mine up at work. I was like, "Do you like vegetables?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, what kind of vegetables do you like to eat?" He's like, "Well, I do squash every once in a while. Tomatoes, it's still a vegetable to me."
I already know where you're going with this.
And I like some good carrots and okra. I was like, oh, those types of vegetables. And he's like, what type of joke? I was just talking probably like a person with MS or muscular dystrophy or some shit like that, or someone that was in a coma. But dude, you do the sigh, but he laughed his ass off. So I know where my I have an audience. Even my daughter laughed at that one.
I'm not. I knew where that joke was going. I knew it.
What's really sad is once you realize what I was talking and my jokes, especially when I get out to work, I'll do the joke and I'll walk away. And
Bro, you see that, man? I got a gray hair up here, Drew. You see that?
yeah, you got gray hairs on your beard too.
Well, I knew about the salt and pepper on my chin, bro. I'm just saying.
So,
anyways,
but yeah, I did that joke up at work. He was like, "When you talk, I love that like surprised look."
Yeah.
But anyways, everybody, we love you guys. I'm David Dickerman,
I'm Johnny Skelton,
and this is Nerd Sports 66.
Victory!